Yes, well, not yesterday. The day before yesterday, September 13th, we had severe storm weather in Albuquerque, but only for a short amount of time, about 30 minutes. This is actually an image from a separate storm, but it pretty much captures the idea of what this particular rain and hailstorm looked like. And unfortunately, it's not long enough to get through this video, but after the storm, I was outside and I had my trusty broom and my trusty shovel and my trusty garbage can, and I was cleaning out the storm drains and sweeping up the sidewalk, so that if the storm continued, the leaves and debris that had been displaced from the rain and the flood water weren't blocking the storm drains anymore, and the damage caused by and many people's basements were flooded. I've talked to many individuals around the neighborhood whose apartment basements were flooded, and it was if not a lot of monetary damage, involved certainly a lot of effort in cleanup and difficulties in that area. But in any case, so I'm outside and I'm cleaning up the leaves and debris and all of this, and apparently, bless you, my neighbor was annoyed that my foot was stepping on his property as I was sweeping up, and so before he called the police and got an order. I'm not even really sure what the order is. I have to look into it. I have a number. I have a case number for the police order that was given to me by the police officer, and I'll have to go down to the police department and look up the number to really determine exactly what it is. But it's some kind of an order that I'm not allowed to be on my neighbor's property, which is kind of amusing because this is the same neighbor who for who knows how many years, but allowed his his sprinkler watering system to basically destroy my wall that's on my property. And when I asked him if he could do something about it, we had all kinds of verbal tantrum and et cetera, and refusal, right, like to change it, until finally, like the the sprinkler head that was causing the most damage, at least, was replaced with a new sprinkler head. Okay, so in any case, before calling the police, the neighbor, who, in addition to loving to call the police, I think he's called the police on me 3 times now for various things, like cleaning up the yard or complaining about the sprinklers. So before calling the police, this same neighbor, who's also like a neighbor who seems to enjoy verbal display and calling people names, called me, said one of the things he said in the name calling demonstration was, "You're not a big man." And so I thought, that this phrase, in a Jackson McClough kind of way, could be like like a root phrase, and I could do permutations or variations on it, and call it something like, call this improvisation, which is going to follow the discussion here that really just sets up the piece. This improvisation would be called something like sorting aLbuquerque verbal litter by all of the ways to make rainbows and or sevens, or sevens and or rainbows. I think I've been placing the 7 before the rainbows generally when I make these. It doesn't much matter really, as long as we include both sevens and rainbows. So there may be 7 permutations or 7 variations on a kind of acrostic idea, where the word rainbow is situated acrostically in these various loci that allow them, and I can think of 2 loci that allow them immediately with this root phrase. The A, because A is one of the letters in rainbow, so you're not a big man, so we could do an acrostic there at that point in the root phrase, and obviously also big, right? Because the letter B is also in the word rainbow. So like that's basically the idea, and the improvisation will follow this piece. Variation 1. You're not a real man. You're not an admirable man. You're not an intelligent man. You're not a normal man. You're not a big man. You're not an optimal man. You're not a wise man. Variation 2. You're not really big, man. You're not a big man. You're not inordinately big, man. You're not necessarily not big, man. You're not bizarrely big, man. You're not obviously big, man. You're not whimsically big, man. Variation 3. You're not realistic, big man. You're not athletic, big man. You're not interesting, big man. You're not nice, big man. You're not beautiful, big man. You're not orthodox, big man. You're not well off, big man. Variation 4. You're not a big mare. You're not a big ma'am. You're not a big mailman. You're not a big man. You're not a big Mabadi. You're not a big Maoist. You are not a big Ma. Variation 5. You're rot a big man. You're ought a big man. Missing I words, it's just. You're not a big man. You're bought a big man. You're ought a big man. You're what a big man. Variation 6. You are not a big man. You a not a big man. You I not a big man. You n not a big man. You be not a big man. You o not a big man. You w not a big man. Variation 7. Karen. Karen. Missing letter I, it's just. Karen. Missing letter B, it's just. Missing letter O, it's just. Missing letter W, it's just.